Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing about a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire league. And yes, it involves our beloved Giants. It's all about Puka Nacua, the Rams' rising star wide receiver, and how he might find himself donning the blue and white in the near future. This is the kind of move that could really turn our offense around, especially given how thin we've been at the wide receiver position since Neighbors tore his ACL. But let's back up a bit and explain what's going on behind the scenes. So, the Los Angeles Rams, sitting at 4-5, are in a tricky spot financially and roster-wise. They're facing a cap crunch, with around $7 million in cap space remaining, even with Matthew Stafford sidelined for 2 weeks due to an elbow injury. The Rams are reportedly eyeing a rebuild of sorts, prioritizing young talent and draft picks over aging veterans. While they still have odds of making the playoffs at plus 500, they're also aware that their window might be closing if they don't make strategic moves now. With Cooper Kupp returning soon and their focus on building for the future, trading away one of their brightest young receivers, Puka Nacua, makes a lot of sense, not just for cap relief, but to gather more draft capital. And here's where the Giants come into the picture. As much as we love our current roster, the truth is our wide receiver depth has been a concern all season long. Neighbors' injury left a gaping hole, and right now, our offense really struggles to generate consistent YAC or yards after catch. We need someone who's a real YAC machine, someone who can turn short catches into big plays and help Daniel Jones stretch the field. That's exactly what Nacua does best. The guy's been a revelation this season, quickly establishing himself as one of the most dangerous slot receivers in the league. Nacua's stats are eye-popping. He's been a yards after catch monster, averaging nearly 13.2 yards per reception, with 48 catches for 632 yards and 4 touchdowns just up to September 15, 2025. His 88.9 PFF grade shows how reliable and explosive he's become. The guy's been an absolute weapon, especially in clutch situations, and he's on track to make the Pro Bowl this year. His career totals are impressive, with over 800 yards and 18 TDs, and his YAC average of 6.1 yards per reception makes him a nightmare for defenses. He's got a knack for finding soft spots in zone coverage, with an 85% success rate in slot routes, and his contested catch rate of 56% proves he's not afraid to go up against the bigger guys. But what makes Nacua even more intriguing for the Giants is his recent injury history. He tweaked his knee in Week 2 but bounced back quickly, and he had a 132-yard game in Week 5 after a back injury. His route running is top-notch, especially his crossing routes, which he runs with an elite 88% success rate. His ability to create separation, about 2 yards per route, is a critical factor in our offense's evolution, especially as we look to give Daniel Jones more reliable targets. Plus, his zone coverage success rate of 77% indicates he can thrive in our offense's scheme, creating mismatches and forcing defenses to adjust. Now here's the kicker. While the Rams are rebuilding, they're also balancing their roster for cap and depth. They're allocating some of their cap space to their defensive line while keeping their wide receiver room crowded, which might make Nacua expendable if they get a solid offer. Rumors suggest that a third-round pick in the 2026 draft might be enough for LA to part with him, especially if they're focusing on their future and trying to avoid risking their playoff chances with a struggling team at 4-5. Odds for the Rams to make the playoffs are around plus 500, but their long-term outlook is uncertain, especially with rumors swirling about potential interest from other teams, including the Jets and Bills. For the Giants, acquiring Nacua would be a game-changer. Our offense has been a bit inconsistent this year, ranking near the bottom in yards per game, but adding a YAC machine like him could transform our passing attack. We're currently averaging around 4.5 yards after catch per reception, but Nacua's presence could push that even higher, maybe up to 6 or 7 yards. His ability to create mismatches with smaller defenders and exploit zone coverage aligns perfectly with our needs. Imagine him lining up in the slot, getting quick passes, and turning those into big gains that boost our third down conversion rate, which has been a concern. And talking about the impact on Daniel Jones, having someone like Nakua could really open up the field for him. Jones has been doing his best with limited options, but his passer rating and yards per attempt could skyrocket with a receiver who can reliably turn short passes into explosive plays. Nakua's agility, his shuttle time of 50 seconds, shows he's quick and agile enough to create separation and make defenders miss after the catch. His stats against zone defense, where he's successful 77% of the time, and his low drop rate of just 7% also indicate he's a safe and dependable target in critical moments. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. If the Giants manage to pull this off, it would be a significant statement to the NFC East and the league at large. We're not just looking to patch holes, we're making a bold move to elevate this offense and push for a playoff spot. The trade would help us improve our possession game, projected to increase by 12%, and give us a real shot at climbing the standings. Plus, with Nakua's ability to move the chains, our clock management and time of possession could improve, leading to more scoring opportunities and better control of the game. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could be a catalyst for the Giants' resurgence. The division is wide open, with teams like the Eagles and Cowboys showing vulnerabilities. If we could add Nakua and keep building on our young core, including players like Saquon Barkley and our improving offensive line, we could turn the tide and become serious contenders by the end of the season. It's all about making smart, aggressive moves, and trading for a proven YAC threat like Nakua could be exactly what we need to shake things up. Of course, there's always some risk involved in any trade, especially when dealing with a young, injury-prone receiver. But the potential upside for the Giants is enormous. This isn't just about boosting our offense, it's about sending a message to the league that the Giants are serious about competing now. The fans want to see us make moves, and this could be the kind of bold step that ignites our season and helps us chase that elusive playoff spot. Now, let's not forget the Rams' perspective. While they're looking to rebuild, they're also trying to keep their options open. A third-round pick in 2026 might seem like a fair price for a player of Nakua's caliber, especially if they're eyeing future picks and younger prospects. The Rams' odds of making the playoffs are declining, and they might prefer to stockpile draft capital rather than hold onto a player who might not be part of their long-term plans. Plus, with the rumors about Jefferson possibly returning in 2024, the Rams are clearly reshuffling their deck. So what does this all mean for the Giants? Well, if the trade happens, it's a win-win scenario. The Giants get a dynamic receiver who can immediately boost our offense, and the Rams get a valuable draft pick that helps them rebuild. It's a classic NFL move, trading from a position of depth to address a critical need. And let's be honest, as fans, we love a good underdog story, and this move could be just that, an under-the-radar blockbuster that sets us up for a deep playoff run. As we look ahead, the potential addition of Nakua could have a ripple effect across the league. It might force other teams to reevaluate their rosters and draft strategies. The Giants will be more competitive, more dangerous, and more unpredictable. Our offense could become one of the most exciting units in the league if this trade goes through, especially with Daniel Jones finally having the reliable targets he's been craving. In conclusion, this is more than just a rumor. It's a real possibility that could define the second half of our season. The Giants are on the cusp of something special, and acquiring Puka Nakua might just be the piece that pushes us over the edge. Fans, get ready for an exciting ride, because if this deal comes to fruition, it will be a game-changer for the Giants and a statement to the NFC East that we're here to compete, to win, and to bring that Super Bowl trophy back home. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Nakua is the missing piece to make a deep playoff run, or are you worried about the risks involved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Giants news. Let's go Big Blue.